Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Jennifer Oliver O'Connell. As the girl turns, and you are in my orbit on Substack, X, or wherever you may find this video. Happy March. We have gotten through the very short month of February, and we are now launching to March. As the expression goes, it comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. In my neck of the woods, it's pretty much coming in like a lamb as far as I'm concerned. It's gorgeous weather here, 70 degrees with a little tinge of crispness in the air, but you can go jacketless now. People are, losing their minds in happiness. Of course, as they say, if you don't like the weather in Alabama, wait 5 minutes. So that could very well change in the next few weeks just because we always get one more cold snap. And for us, that's, anywhere from below 60 to below zero. We may get one more cold snap. It'll be fully into spring. And then, of course, our hot summers hit right in May. Wanted to welcome our new subscribers. Thank you for wanting to be in my orbit. And, thanks to Kira Davis and all the other folks Emily, the producer, who seem to be recommending folks my way. I greatly appreciate it. And as I update my other subscribers, trying to find the niche between making this different than what you see on my other work. If you follow me on my other channels, particularly Red State, but also if you follow me at Independent Women, if you follow me on X or all of the other social media programs or platforms. There we go. The social media platforms that I'm usually on. You'll trying to give you a distinction that when you see this video, you find out something new that I didn't write over there, or to point you to some of the things that I'm doing over there. So that's what this week's missive, or maybe this month's missive, we'll see how it goes, is about. Just pointing you to some of the things that are catching my eye, that are occupying my space right now. Right now we've got Iran definitely heating up. Prayers for the family of the 3 service members who lost their lives in it. Prayers for the Iranian people. They've got lots to decide and lots to go on. But as a Gen Xer and news and political junkie since I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I'm crazy, yeah. And I'll be 60, so it's been a long time. I watched all, hostages being taken by the crazy Khomeinis, and saw the yellow ribbons, prayed for the hostages, saw Reagan come in and get them released, after the feckless Carter failed miserably. And my personal take, because I don't consider foreign policy my bailiwick. If I'm going to write less on something, it's going to be foreign policy, because I don't study that space very well. I don't speak into that space. But Gen Xer who lived through that period and has watched for over 47 years Iran, use everybody else to attack our people, to, engineer Hamas and pour that into it, and see I've always thought American foreign policy, all foreign policy, but American foreign policy as just ridiculous. Because it's like you pay to, we must be diplomatic, and basically trying to turn it into the Starship Enterprise, and it's like, this is not the way the world works, particularly with people who are insane and crazy and who want you dead. And it's like, none of these brain trust, Brookings Institute think tank people wanted to believe that, they really don't want us dead. We just need to give them this. We just need to do that. And from just layman's perspective, you're stupid. And I appreciated that when Trump came in, he basically just said, look, this is the way it's going to be. He actually drew a line And then once that line was stepped over, it was like, okay, no more. And he did that in his first presidency. He's been doing it in this presidency. So as a Gen Xer who has watched Iran manipulate and beat us and see a president give them pallets of cash to build more bombs and nuclear armaments and to fund more terrorism, I rejoice with my Iranian brothers and sisters who are, all of them, everywhere from Los Angeles to London, cheering in the streets, celebrating. I got to interview several people because one of the largest populations of Iranian diaspora in Los Angeles. And so got to know several of them, got to interview them. They have an Iranian film festival, got to review that. Their heart bleeds for and cries for their country. And they have relatives and people who are still there. God hope they're still alive, suffering under that dictatorship. So I rejoice with them, remembering and knowing them. I rejoice with them. So what was done, and of course, Democrats are wetting their pants and trying to use it as a cudgel and an excuse, and they're just pissed off because you know what, they didn't think about it. But you want to support a dictator, or you want to support the Iranian people being freed. I'm on the side of the Iranian people. So enough said about that. It's going to play out definitely for several weeks. God, pray that it is not longer, but according to the president, it's going to play out for several more weeks. And so the prayer is that their campaigns are successful. Israel and the U.S. are successful in neutering and apparently a good majority of the leaders are already dead, but neutering whatever forces are still trying to work to enslave the people, and that the people will begin to make a plan to rebuild their government and actually have a government as opposed to a dictatorship. So my prayers are with them. My heart is with the people, and I rejoice again with the people that I know, the Iranian people that I know, my friends, who never thought they would see this day, and now they are seeing this day. So it's awesome. And just again, prayers for the safety of our troops and the Israeli troops and the civilians as well who are still left there. So what am I working on these days? Diving back into the investigative space, amazingly enough. There are a couple of things going on in my state as well as around the country, actually. Solar farms and AI data centers are just kind of rising up, and you've got citizens who are up in arms wondering whether this is going to affect my utility bill, how much of my land is going to be stolen, how much is it going to affect the infrastructure, and those are legitimate concerns. But then you have not only our president and his AI team, but other people who are saying we need to be on the cutting edge of. So I'm kind of diving deeper into that. I am actually reading a book called Electric City, Thomas Hager, and it is out a period of time when electricity and technology, which was the technology of its day, was coming to the fore and, building toward creating a different America. And it actually involved little Alabama where I'm at. So I kind of enjoy getting into the history of the places where I live. And so this is one of the books that I'm reading to find that out. But something interesting from the author in his introduction, he said, America's political dialogue can be boiled down to what seems like a simple question. Should our decisions be directed by private businesses to boost the economy or by government officials for the public good? The simple answer we keep coming up with is both. That leads us to endless pushing and pulling over priorities, old arguments over which should come first, business interest or the people broadly defined. And that kind of explains the AI battle in a nutshell. It really does. So I'm delving a little bit deeper into it here, as well as in Independent Women, because Independent Women is about setting policy that's going to empower women and strengthen us economically and personally. And I know a lot of women who are in the technology space who probably could benefit from AI and AI data centers. Economically, how is it going to affect our, our infrastructure and the people around us? And so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I'm trying to get up to speed and get on the cusp of it, and hopefully we'll take you along the journey with me. So look forward to diving a little bit deeper into that, and in terms of lots of research and lots of things, as well as there's corruption surrounding it too. Well, duh. That seems to be the case. Hager makes that point as well, that anytime you got public-private partnerships, there's going to be corruption going on. So I'll be digging into that aspect of it as well. If you read nothing by me this week, or only one thing by me this week, if you haven't read it already, DHS debunks fake narrative of a refugee death because of ICE. Jeffries and the Democrats still run with it. It's on Red State. Probably will be up there for a few days, just because other stuff is going to be occupying my time, and I may not be writing on that channel for a few days. But read that. Another sort of semi-deep dive in, even though I didn't do the research for it, an investigative arm called Investigative Post out of New York actually did a lot of deep digging and interesting information. But yeah, read it. I'm still gobsmacked by how many holes and how much mystery is surrounding something that shouldn't be mysterious. So if you do read it, send me a note or send me a message and give me your take. What do you think? Because I want to dig more, and I want to learn more and keep on top of this. I'm going to figure out a way to do that, because there's just too many questions and not a whole lot of answers. And it's not as cut and dry as one side wants to make it or the other side. So it was interesting to write and interesting to delve into. So read it. I recommend it. And I've decided to recommend, I follow a lot of people on Substack, and, come across a lot of great people and recommend some, just like I'm very thankful again for Emily, the producer, and Kira Davis for recommending me. If you don't follow those guys, go follow them. They're good. But the best of Substack, or my best of Substack. And this week, Chef Andrew Gruel, who I follow him and his wife on X. Used to go to their restaurants when I lived in California. Haven't been there in a while. Miss Slapfish. Actually, I don't think he owns Slapfish anymore, but that was one of his restaurants at one time. But he has a Substack page called American Gravy, which, if you love to cook, even if you don't love to cook, one of the beautiful things that Andrew does is that he, first of all, simplifies cooking, explains it so well. He's very good at that. Why you do things, why you need to sear something, why certain flavor combinations help this or do that. Love it, because it's like, I intuitively know how to cook. I'm a foodie, but all that technical and chef reasoning behind why you do certain things, that's been a nice revelation to me. But he just has some fabulous recipes. He did a recipe on pancakes, real easy pancakes. They are awesome. And I even can use them a lot of times, a recipe for pancakes that needs a gluten-free flour, which is me. I don't eat gluten, not because I have celiac disease, because it's been great for keeping my blood sugar down and weight down. But he gave this awesome recipe, and I tried my cassava flour with it. And boy, fabulous. I make them all the time now. I'm a happy camper, because pancakes were one of the great things that I missed when I had to transfer over to a gluten-free life. And none of the substitutes or the claiming recipes that I tried, they were all awful. His was great. So go follow him. He has a free and a paid side, as some of us do. And yeah, go ahead and go follow him over on Substack and get some really good tips and recipes and recommendations. All around great guy, running for city council for Huntington Beach as well. So I believe it's city council. Yeah, city council for Huntington Beach. So go give him a follow on X. Tell him As the Girl Turns sent you. He sort of follows me. We kind of correspond with each other, but don't know him personally. But from what I know and friends who do know him, as well as just his communications, he's a great guy and stand-up human. So that is my recommendation for Substack of the week. That's about it. I don't want to take up much more of your time. Just wanted to put in a plug and say hello and continue to keep up the good fight wherever you are at. I'm As the Girl Turns, Jennifer Oliver O'Connell, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Twitterx, Facebook X, Instagram, Telegram, True Social, Gab, and even Blue Sky. Have an awesome day, afternoon, evening, and weekend. Ciao.